What if I told you that the $1,000 sitting in your bank account is worth less today than it was last year? You didn't spend it, you didn't lose it, you didn't touch it, but it's worth less. That's not a glitch, that's not an accident. That's the system working exactly as designed. And today, you're going to understand why. Most people think money is real, like physically real, something with value built into it. But go back 100 years, money was backed by gold. Every dollar you held represented actual gold sitting in a vault. You could walk into a bank and exchange your paper for the real thing. Then in 1971, Nixon did something that changed everything. He ended the gold standard. Just like that, money was no longer backed by anything physical. Today, the dollar and every major currency in the world is what's called fiat currency. Fiat, from Latin, meaning let it be so. In other words, it has value because the government says it does. That's it. That's the entire foundation. Not gold, not silver, not anything real. Faith and a printing press. Here's where it gets dangerous. When governments need money to fund wars, to bail out banks, to survive a pandemic, they print it. Between 2020 and 2022 alone, the US printed more than 40% of all the dollars that have ever existed. Let that sink in. 40% in 2 years. Now imagine you have a pizza. It's cut into 10 slices. You own 2 slices. That's 20% of the pizza. Now someone cuts the same pizza into 100 slices. You still have your 2 pieces, but now they're worth 2%, not 20%. That's inflation. That's what printing money does to your savings. Your slice gets smaller, even though you did nothing wrong. But it gets even more interesting. When you deposit money in a bank, you think it's sitting there, safe, waiting for you. It's not. Banks operate on something called fractional reserve banking. They're only required to keep a fraction of your deposit, sometimes as low as 10%, sometimes 0. The rest, they lend it out to someone else. That person deposits it in their bank lends out 90% of that, and so on, and so on. Your $1,000 deposit can become $10,000 in the economy through this chain of lending. Money is being created out of thin air by banks every single day, and every new dollar created makes your dollars worth slightly less. So let's make this personal. Average savings account interest rate, around 0.5%. Average inflation rate over the last decade, 3 to 7%. You're earning 0.5%, losing 4% every single year. This is why rich people don't keep their money in savings accounts. They know something most people don't. Cash is a depreciating asset. It loses value over time, guaranteed. So what do they do instead? They convert their cash into assets that go UP in value. Stocks, real estate, businesses, things that beat inflation. While you let your savings account slowly bleed out, they're building wealth on autopilot. Here's the simple truth nobody teaches you. Money is not a store of value. It's a tool. And like any tool, if you just leave it sitting on the shelf, it gets rusty. The people who understand this, they don't fear inflation. They use assets to stay ahead of it. The people who don't, they work their whole lives, save diligently, do everything right, and wake up at 65 wondering why their savings aren't enough. It's not bad luck. It's a system they didn't understand. Now you do. In the next video, we're going all in on inflation, how to calculate exactly how much your money is losing right now, and the 3 types of assets that have historically beaten it every time. Subscribe, turn on notifications. Don't let this be the last thing you learn, because out there right now, the printer is still running.